The views, thoughts, and opinions on this podcast belong only to the hosts and the guests. They don't necessarily reflect any organization or sponsors connected to us. We aim to keep things accurate, but everything you hear is shared for information, conversation, and entertainment. We're going to dive into good laughs, tough talks, and that genuine feel that you came for. So get comfortable, relax into the vibe, and let the moment unfold. This is Keep It Clean. Lock in.
What up, everybody? We are back, man. It's Thanksgiving week. We're giving y'all a Friday episode. And I just want to go ahead and tell y'all, man, it's Rivalry week. It's arguably the most important week in college sports, and that's going to carry the vibe for everything that we do for every other sport. And I'll be even more upfront with you. It's football season. I don't got much on the basketball tip. He don't have much on the basketball tip. You know what time it is, man. It's your boy Ray. We're in the building. How are you doing today, good sir, Mr. A, Mr. Go Blue, Mr. LA, Mr. Michigan's in the building.
Just Mr. Everybody. Hey, listen, man, I'm doing good. Thankful, just to be here. Obviously, it's rivalry week. I mean, there's nothing really else to talk about. Like, it's the biggest week of the year for college football. This is what shapes the college football playoffs. So as much as we love basketball and love talking basketball and everything else, it's the most important thing to talk about is college football right now.
Fair enough. Well, let's get straight to the action, man. What's your highlights for the week, man? What you got?
Well, highlights for the week are it's the big game. Whenever you talk about rivalries and all that, like you have to think about what they call the games, right? Like the Red River Shootout, stuff like that. Like those are like really cool names that happen for, the teams that have to play each other that really mean something. They call this the game. There's nothing else after that. It's just the game, and people refer to that and know exactly what you're talking about. It's the most watched game the entire year. Sometimes competes with the Super Bowl, if not over. Yeah, I mean, it's big for both teams. Like if Michigan wins, we're in. Like we're in the 12. You can't tell us that we're not in the 12. We're in. And then Ohio State, if they lose, they're still in. So it's not as if they lose to us, it's over. They'll still be in. They just won't be sitting at number one. So just kind of, shakes out the whole weekend to see what happens. But I mean, it's an early game tomorrow. That's going to decide what my mood is for the whole weekend. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay, fair. I'm gonna stick with the NFL side, man. There's a shakeup in Kansas City, man. The dynasty has taken a huge uppercut this season, man, and it's one of those. I don't have any narratives. I think it's just the first time that we've seen Pat under pressure, and it's. I know there's a script, right? We know there's a script. We know there's a script for Kansas City.
Nah,
I don't want to go with the script. I want to say it really is an authentic situation where his team just isn't the same team anymore, and it's not his fault. And you see him doing what he's known to do as best as he can. And if it wasn't for Rashee Rice, I don't even know if they're 500 at this current point.
Can you blame Rashee Rice for where they are now?
I can say that he is a large contributing factor to some of the wins that they do have now, yes.
But I'm saying, like, do you blame him for the losses that they have right now?
I would blame offensively. I blame their lack of a running game.
Okay.
Right. I don't think Kareem Hunt is enough to be the full-time starter to take over and be a dominant back that you're looking for. And Isaiah Pacheco seems to have not been the same since his injury. So you have Rashard Smith as a third back that gave a little bit of a burn whenever Isaiah Pacheco was out, and he did decent. But I don't believe that any defense is threatened by them. Then you have an aging Travis Kelce, and even though you have Gray on the other side, it's just not the same person to have in the middle.
Right.
And then Rashid, like, are you threatened by Juju, Xavier Worthy, Hollywood? Yeah.
I think Xavier might give you a little scare just because his speed, if he's able to get out there, but he's not like a Tyreek Hill or anything, you know.
Exactly. So I it's like it's tough to say Rashid because he does they've turned him into the highest utility piece there. He's doing running plays. He's
Mm-hmm.
coming out of the backfield. They got
Mm-hmm.
him in what's the formation when the
So about
quarterback
like Wildcat.
Wildcat. There you go. They got him in Wildcat. So they throwing it around. I don't know if do you think he's to blame? Let me ask you.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well,
Break it down.
when you're wide receiver one, there's a lot of responsibility that comes with that.
Okay.
One, you're going to get a high usage rate like he does, like Tyreek Hill did, like most other top wide receivers get whenever they're the guy for their team.
Okay.
So being out how many games? 6 games this year?
Yes.
And your team starts off kind of shaky because they don't really have the rhythm. They've been sitting in training camp with you all summer and getting prepared. Like they got a whole game plan, but then one of your main pieces goes out and you don't have anybody to fill that slot anymore. Yeah, I think not to say he's the entire reason why, right? But I'm saying he is one of the reasons. I do agree with you. The running game is lacking. Someone like you talked about in one of our previous episodes, you said, go get Alvin Kamara. Like that would have been a move to really shake up their team and to give them the running presence that they needed because not only does he run the ball well, but he's actually a good like catching running back. So
Right.
you can put him in the slants, you can put him on the outside, and then he can make a play doing that as well. So I definitely agree with you. The running game is lacking. But when you see how well they can click when he's in the game now, and like it kind of was like, man, if they'd have had 6 more games underneath their belt, what would have been their record? I think their record would be better what it is now. You agree?
I don't disagree with that. I think it could be. I could spot them 9 games.
And
I'm
that's a
not.
whole different. That's not in the hunt. That's in the playoff picture.
Yes, because I don't know off the top of my head. It's like the Chargers team that they played that day. That Chargers team was going to win with Rashid, without Rashid. It didn't matter. That opening day Chargers team and that Chargers team still is a threat. The Eagles game, I don't think they win that one. Do they beat Denver?
Who did the Chargers went and got Sheed, right?
No,
From New Orleans?
no. He went to Seattle.
Seattle.
He went to Seattle.
Like they need another wide receiver, but
You feel
yeah.
me? Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he went to Seattle. So okay, we'll come back to that for the NFL piece. So we can go straight into the next part, man. What's your clean for the week, man?
Oh, I think it's very simple, and I'm sure nobody expected anything less. But Michigan will be coming out with a W this weekend, and my weekend will be started off with a great big smile.
Okay. Then I will just go ahead and transition into look. I'm gonna be honest with y'all as the listeners. We had to shoot. We're shooting on a Friday night, right? Because the game's tomorrow. I wasn't sure if we would have a episode next week if the game don't go the way that they want it to go. So, as a precautionary tale, just have it.
This episode wasn't happening on Saturday. I could just tell you that, rain or shine, it wasn't happening on Saturday because I was like, I'm either going to be way too happy to be worried about anything, or I'm not going to want to talk to anybody for a good 24 hours. I'm not a delusional fan. Last year we went into this game, we weren't even better than Ohio State, and we still pulled out the win. So the fact that we're a better team now coming into the situation, I'm feeling really hopeful. I hope we can make it happen. At the end of the day, you can win, you can lose when you go into a game. So I understand that. But I like speaking things to an existence. So I'm going to say that we're going to win the game, and I'm going to hope that that's what happens.
I just want y'all to know that I even suggested we do a live stream podcast during the game, since 2 of the 5 participants in the Kick sports team are diehard Michigan fans. And the way they told me no, you would have thought I called them the hard ER. You would have thought I called them their mothers. Bro, like I was just saying, can we watch the game as boys?
Nah.
And you would have thought I was like stealing from them in live in real time, man. I just is that y'all tell me as listeners, tell me if that's not a better way to keep it clean than to stream the game that y'all been talking about all year in real time.
I don't want the public to see me that way. You know what I mean? Like I know I don't have much of an image, but the one I got, I'm trying to keep it clean here. And I don't want the people to see me like that. And also, you can't be talking to me during the game. Ladies and gentlemen, David thinks I'm playing whenever I tell him. I'm like, listen, sir, when I'm watching a game, I'm not texting on the side. I'm not answering questions. I'm locked in with my team. So whenever my team is playing, I'm going to be locked in. I am getting up early. I'm going to get some breakfast because it's 9 a.m. over here. I'm going to get some breakfast. I'm going to be ready. I'm going to have some snacks. And I'm not talking to nobody for 3 hours. And that's just what it is.
At the bottom of this, I might put a hotline, a keep it clean hotline, right? So I'm going to post this episode, right? For y'all that are listening, it's going to be in your ears. It's going to be Monday morning. The game would have passed. If they won, I want you to send him all the love. Right? I'm gonna put a tag, call us, contact us somewhere right here. If they lost, I want you to send a wellness check to him and brother Jamel. I want you to go find the people to find some people.
Listen,
I don't know where they're gonna be. And there's a lot of bridges in both of the locations that these brothers live at. Like, A might have messed it up. Can we? Oh, that's another clean. He might have messed it up. He was talking about Go Blue since he's joined this podcast. Was wearing some shade of blue or something with blue in it, but then he wore red that one week. He wore red that one week, and that's how we could blame him. That's how we started narrative. That might have tripped y'all up, man.
That's so what you're saying is I'm gonna be Drake. I'm gonna be doing the Drake thing.
You're the bad luck token?
Yeah, that's me because I wore a red hoodie with nothing on it. I burned that hoodie, by the way, just so everybody knows. That hoodie is gone.
I hope one day somebody come back and clip it, and then they just have you with like all of the ops in the background, bro. Like everything. There's no Michigan no more. Just all the ops in the background in real time. Just yeah, man.
You know, AI is getting way too good nowadays, so I really don't need you putting that out there. You know,
they have you at the game, like you was on the side.
They'd have me in the stands cheering, like on the side of the field. Yeah, nah, no, sir.
You know man? But we can make that a smooth transition into it's rivalry week, man. You already talked about the game. All right. Because we're filming the night before, and as we're doing this, y'all, we got A&M and UT on in the background. But as we're doing this, I don't want you to just say that they're gonna win. I want you to call the score. I want to believe in you. How clean can you keep it? What is the final number? You're saying Michigan wins, but by what? How many points?
Michigan wins by 14.
14. Call the score.
30-16.
Y'all thinking this is a high-powered offense, my brother. You saying you hold Ohio State to under 20? Because
being nice. Okay, being nice. I'll say maybe even a 24-21 type game. We can call it close. We can say 24-21, but it's Michigan on top.
I was told, right? I was told by one of the fellow brothers within our group. He goes by the name of Nico, man. I was told that he said you owe him a phone call if y'all lose. And I don't know if you prepared for him to talk to you.
Wait a minute. Time out. What you mean I owe him a phone call? Is he an Ohio fan?
I'm not saying what he is. I'm just saying that at the Kick crew, we keep it clean amongst each other. So he's probably going to be contacted when we can't find you, because I know you're blocking my number if y'all lose. And the craziest part is, like, I'm not even a hater.
You're the first one. You're the
I'm
first.
not even a hater.
I got a list. I'm just gonna do this right here, and it's just gonna block. I'm just everybody on this one.
Because the worst part is, it's not me. You and Jamel both know it's my pops. It's not me, but I might be within earshot of Pops when he's making the call through my phone. You know what I'm saying? It's not me, bro.
No.
Look, I even made the mic blue for just in case.
Wow. Hey.
I don't want no smoke during this game, bro.
Hey.
Bro. You feel me?
I appreciate it.
All right. You and Jamel could call each other? Michigan brothers? That's real hate.
No, you have to understand, like, I'm not gonna be reachable for 24 hours. I have to allow myself to grieve. And the only way that I can do that is with like a 24-hour. I'm not gonna be on social media. Like, you won't see my little green dot next to my name the whole day. My phone won't be accessible. When people say, "Oh, I tried to call you," I'm not. I don't know what happened.
Your partner though? Y'all Michigan brothers. Y'all can't call each other.
What are we gonna talk about? Commiserate together? No,
man. You seen my man, bro. His head looked like the letter of football. He gonna need somebody to hold on to him if y'all don't end up being successful, bro.
Nah, man. I'm gonna have my own issues that day.
I'll call you, dog. I know you live. I'll pull up.
You call.
I'll pull up, man. All right. Well, we had Ole Miss, Mississippi State happen today.
Right.
You see the brawl? You see the little scuffle they had on the field?
just something to do. It's just something to do.
It was early enough in the game to where it was still believable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was 7-14 at the
Can't
time.
go out like that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay. So since the game's happening in real time, as we're talking about it, it is 3-3 for UT A&M.
Mm-hmm.
Who wins?
Who wins, or who do I want to win?
We know that you are anti-Texas, but I'm sure you want to explain why you want A&M to win.
Oh yeah, I don't want them in the top 12. So, just plain and simple, they're 16. If they lose, they don't get in, and that's exactly how it should be. I want A&M to win for that simple fact. Huh?
What has A&M done since you?
So
Texas,
do you think if they lose to A&M that they should still be able to get in at number 16 right now?
4 losses. There's just no way.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
But
if they win, they're in. I do know that.
Right? Because I'm looking at it as like, all right, as we speak, A&M's number 3, and this whole week going into rivalry week, people doing their exhaustive research, looking things up, checking in on people. Notre Dame and A&M have been at the top of the list of, bro, who did they play?
Right.
And why are they here?
Right.
And A&M's strongest opponent is Texas. So taking how we feel about Texas just slightly off the table for a little bit. If A&M loses, what should the respective drop be? Because they need this game to get into the SEC championship. If they win, they're straight to the SEC championship. So if they lose, that may not be guaranteed for them. At number 3, where should that put them when you look at their strength of schedule?
Strength of schedule, losing to a 16th ranked team, rival team, end of the season. You never want to end the season on a loss. You lose early, come back like Notre Dame and some of these other teams have done. If you want to mess up, do it at the beginning of the season, and then at the end, you make up what you need to. I think A&M drops to 8th.
That's not bad. 8th isn't bad. Okay.
Because they're still in the SEC, so they're going to get the SEC love. So I say 3 to 8 is like a good bounce for them. Honestly, 10th would be where I would put them personally, based off of schedule, and A&M just scored. But I think 8 to 10 range is where you could put them respectfully without it being like, putting them at number 12,
Okay.
What do you think?
As of right now, I saw Georgia barely scrape by against Georgia Tech.
That
Right,
definitely needs to be talked about.
number 4 Georgia for so that was a Friday game. Number 4 Georgia barely beat number 23 Georgia Tech 16-9. So if they were to lose, I don't think Georgia drops. Ole Miss at number 7 handled business, and then we will see tomorrow how number 1, number 5, number 6, because
Well,
I don't
Indiana's
see
playing
Oregon.
right now.
Indiana's playing right now. I don't see Oregon losing to Washington myself.
No.
So they're going to stay. They're either going to move up. West Virginia, I don't think West Virginia beats Texas Tech. So 5 and 6 should be solid. They might jump Georgia, and then Ole Miss handled business. That's at 7. So 8 might be a possibility at the best case scenario. I think it would also depend on how Auburn plays against, or Alabama plays against Auburn.
There you go.
If number 10 has a good game against Auburn and they win decisively, they might jump A&M.
Yep.
So
I believe so.
I can see 10.
Yep.
I can see 10.
I think that's respectable, knowing the records, knowing who they've played, and knowing like who is in front of them. Because it's not like these teams that are in front of them, if they do lose, are scrubs. Yes. So I'm okay with that.
Because Indiana is up 27-3 on Purdue. I don't think that's really of a concern personally. Is the current top 12 where it's supposed to be? That's a question I haven't asked yet, or any of us have asked. Like, based on what we've seen, especially in comparison to prior years, is the current top 12 where it's supposed to be early? Is there anything that genuinely, like, bias aside, are we saying, nah, that's not the way that it's supposed to look?
The only one I really question, well, there's 2 teams I question in the top 10. Texas Tech, I haven't watched them all year. I know nothing about them. I know that they are, 10-1, but I know nothing about who they played or like what the competition has really been like for them this year. So I question, with them being right smack dab next to Georgia, like, how is that really shaking out for the end of the season? And then the other team I would have to say is Notre Dame. I feel like Notre Dame has come back, and obviously they've done a really great job because they won 9 games straight. But the 2 games that we really wanted to see you win this year, you lost. So, not to say that they don't deserve, to be in the top 10. I'm sure they're handling business the way they need to. But for me, if I'm looking at this list, the 2 teams I'm kind of eyeballing, Texas Tech, because I don't know much about them, and Notre Dame, because I have been watching you in the games that I wanted you to win. You got smacked. So
I'm gonna be
don't
honest
really
with you.
know.
I'm gonna try to go out on a limb and say Notre Dame is here because they have a black head coach. How about that? I'm gonna put some positivity on them, right? How about that? Because I don't have, I don't have nothing positive to say about Notre Dame. No,
you've been saying free your man since the beginning of the season. So yeah.
Notre Dame, who oddly enough doesn't have a game this week, unlike everybody else, they get to sit comfortably at 9, which is a good position to be in. Because truth be told, I don't think that you should be allowed to finish the season, not even have to worry about a championship game, and then just be top 12. If they were 10 or 11, there's a strong chance that they would be jumped, because we don't know where Miami's going to go. Utah is looking on the outside looking in at 9-2, and they are more than likely going to be 10-2 by the end of this. I honestly couldn't even tell you who's going to be in the Big 12 championship, but I see BYU, Texas Tech, and Utah on the outside looking in for the final 12, right? Notre Dame, as usual, shouldn't be there. I don't believe in that. Tech has done well enough, and the reason why they're going to be there is simply for the fact that they're leading the division or conference.
Right.
So you have to place them, all the conferences, they're going to be there in that. I don't think they're fraudulent. I don't think they played anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think they got tested. But I also don't think that they, from what I've seen, they don't look like pushovers.
And while you were talking, I was just looking at their schedule just to see, like, as far as who they played this year. They have played Utah and beat Utah 34-10.
Mm-hmm.
They beat Arizona State 26-22. Oh, no, actually, they lost to Arizona State 26-22.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the BYU? They beat BYU 29-7. So they've had a few good games. But again, I'm with you on they haven't really played anybody outside of that. I mean, Utah and BYU are pretty good games as far as where they're ranked at now, but I have no idea, how those games went.
So with that being said, is this the most fair that we've seen it? Is the 12 team college football playoffs I guess playing out to make the season better as opposed to previous years?
I believe so. I believe when you have 12 teams, you can really dissect the season better and say, opponents you played, opponents you're with, what your conference looks like. I think it's a better look at the season rather than how it was before, where it was just the top four, because just like in the NCAA, March Madness, any of those, like it can be a game. It can be just one game that can turn this whole thing upside down, which I do enjoy because as a fan, it makes it more entertaining.
Right. I would say yes, mainly for the fact that most of the teams that we expected to be there are there.
Yeah.
And that's even taking into consideration that a lot of the teams that we are seeing that were ranked highly at the beginning of the year that aren't there, it just kind of shows us how much of an excess there were in great teams. So just trying to make that Final Four made it near impossible. We only have an upset with Indiana being there. I don't even want to disrespect them and say an upset. Indiana's been doing what they've been doing. They're 11-0, but nobody saw them being top 12. If we're having a genuine, clean conversation, I don't think anyone was giving respect to Brigham Young University. I mean, give me your three favorite players of any sport that came from Brigham Young.
Jimmy Fredette.
Exactly. That's the point. You had to go back to Jimmy Fredette. That's crazy, right? Miami's hanging on. We didn't expect Georgia Tech to give us the run that they gave, so that kind of gave us a shakeup. Teams like Ole Miss, who have always been upset alerts anytime they played somebody, now is going to go in at number 7 and be a dangerous threat to any team that they run into. The Georgias, the Ohio States, the Alabamas, the Oregons, the OUs, like the Miamis. We expected those teams. We expected those teams. We lost Florida. Texas is trying to figure it out. Florida State, I don't even know. I don't even know what happened to them, bro. I don't know what happened to Florida State. Michigan still has a chance. USC, they're still figuring it out. Tennessee had always been a threat. They're at 19, which is crazy, at 8-3. Like that's even for the teams to expand to 12, it's still a threat.
Yeah.
You could still be a 3-loss team and mess around and make it. Which to me just all sums up how much they're expanding the gambling line at the end of the day, bro. They're gonna find more ways to make you put some money down, bro. They're gonna find some ways, man.
Listen, I'll give a positive spin to it. It's showing that these kids are going to schools that it's not just Bama. It's showing that the talent is being spread across the landscape because everybody's got money at play. Everybody's always had money at play. Well, now it's out in the open to where you can do what you need to do. So, you hear about these rosters, $10, $12 million rosters that these, colleges have now and all that stuff. Like, that is a huge positive for the sport. So that way it stays pure that way. So it's not just like, hey, let's just stack 300 kids at Alabama and figure this out. Like, it's good for the sport. I believe it.
Okay. So as we wrap up this weekend, I'm nervous that I don't get an episode out of you next week, and I know for a fact Jamel's not going to call me back because he's worried about my father. So
I told you I got you next week. This weekend, next week I got you. This weekend, absolutely not.
Understanding that I'm not even y'all's brother during this weekend. You've texted me back before. I never slandered you during the Ohio State Michigan game in our history. I've never slandered you. Now, some of our friends in the group chat, they might have made it look like they took on my persona, but I've never said anything during that game, man. It's
And
shot to
I appreciate that. We just need to continue that trend moving forward. That's all.
I didn't handed y'all wins. If as far as I'm concerned, I should get credit for y'all winning. Ever since I gave your pops that hat, y'all been beating Ohio State.
Here we go, man. Here we go with this. Now, for the people, he gave my dad like a really cool piece of memorabilia. Like, I'll give you that. It's a really good, like, Michigan throwback 90s checkered look on the hat. It's dope. We have been winning since 2020, though.
When I give him the hat,
it was like 22.
You lying. This man lying. See, that's that bad juju. You can't even. That's the bad juju right there in this moment.
Hey, man, only David would spin this that he's the reason why we win these games. I ain't buying this.
Of course, man. In this moment, I'm gonna clip this. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and write down the time.
Oh my god! Oh my
just in case y'all get clipped, I'm coming straight back to this, man. All right, but who do you have? Who do you have now as your Final Four teams? Because I think we kind of got the landscape for the most part. I can't tell you off top without bringing up like what the standings would look like and who would play who. So just throwing paint at the wall. Who you guys your last 4 teams?
After this weekend or after conference play?
I would say after this weekend.
After this weekend, top 4. Indiana might be number 1. So you have Indiana, Georgia, A&M, Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, okay. Oregon loses?
I think Oregon just doesn't perform well enough.
Fair enough.
Because, records is great, but like when it comes down to it, they're going to look to see the point differential, what your schedule look like, all that other stuff. So I think Ole Miss will get a better shake when it comes to it.
All right, not mad at that. Did you, while we're here, before we move on, did you see that they were spreading rumors that Pat Mahomes' clone was getting dismissed from Nebraska?
That he might be going to Texas Tech after this year?
So they're saying that he didn't officially get dismissed. He's just missing this game because of a broken fibula. But it just so happens to line up that all the information came out that he's been receiving phone calls. They've been,
from his buddy.
He already dressed like dude. They talk all the time. He wear the same glasses. He do the same celebrations. And then now you're going to all of a sudden just have rumors about the same college that Pat went to.
Come on, dog. Like the pre-game warm-up, you do the same thing. You do a little double jump and then, come on, man. Like, I get that that's your favorite quarterback. You want to emulate him. You're not the first person I wanted to be Michael Jordan or Pat Mahomes or whatever, but it's going a little far if you ask me.
Who's a cornier emulator between them two? Him or Jason Tatum?
That's rough. Because Jason had a whole photo album of him after the championship holding the trophy,
he
looking
did the
down like
celebration after they were interviewing him.
It looks so forced, man. Like, I say Jason Tatum because I say Jason Tatum just for the simple fact of his platform.
Tough. Yeah, because nobody knows anything about Nebraska football. Touche. Touche, my brother. Because nobody knows nothing about no damn Nebraska. Nebraska football, bro.
No. Now, before we move on, though, you do have to give your top 4.
Okay. You're not gonna like one of my answers, so
that's fine. We good. Then go ahead.
Even though there's a chance that they lose to y'all, I still would have Ohio State up there because just at what they've shown with everything else this year, without them running into y'all twice in the playoffs, I don't see a team up there that is confident enough for me to say, yeah, they're gonna clear them. Like Indiana is red hot. Don't believe it. A&M hasn't played anybody but consistent JV teams. Don't believe it. Ohio State's not scared of Georgia. Georgia seems to be scared of Georgia. Tech, stop. Oregon might give them their best game. Ole Miss could be dangerous, but I just think it's two styles of play that are a little bit different. And Ole Miss going into a game with the upset alert is a lot different than an Ohio State that's been in a Big Ten that is tried and true, and they've seen dogs. So however they play in the game against y'all usually sets the tone for how they're going in the playoffs. Even if it's a loss, but it's a close loss, that lets you know how tough they really are. It's so it's not moving.
I mean, you're not saying nothing I don't already know. I mean, they literally lost to us last year and won a national championship.
Sure did. And
so it doesn't. This game doesn't determine their livelihood through the rest of the postseason, but it does shake up that they should be outside the top 4. So if we're currently 15 and they're 1, and you look at their schedule, and the only team that they played was Texas to start the season, and you see how Texas has looked kind of shaky all year, their body of work doesn't really say top 4 solidified. I think they do well because where they are now, they beat us on Saturday. You for sure keep them there. Absolutely. Okay. That is the game of the season. But if they lose to us, you got to bring it to 6 or 7.
Was Penn State ranked when they put hands and feet on them?
What game was that? November 1st?
No, they weren't. I'm looking at it. Yeah, no, they
weren't.
They were unranked. So they beat a number 1, which most people don't have on their resume. They beat a number 1. And since then, they've been number 1.
Yeah, no. Preseason, number 1, all that type of stuff is fine. But we're talking about where they are as a whole and what they've done over the course of the year. Not the hype that was given to them, what they've been earning throughout the year. Texas is not that team.
Indiana played Illinois. They beat a number 3 Oregon.
That's a resume. Because Oregon right now is still in the top 10.
Okay. Not mad at that. I don't have Indiana there, but I will give them credit because I did find out recently that apparently the Hoosiers, that's a black thing. I didn't know that. That's a black man's last name, bro. Like, he started that whole thing. So shout out to them. The whole Hoosier state. I don't think they know that. Is crazy that the Klan started there, and then you base your whole identity off a black man. That's just pure irony. Pure irony right there, man. I have Ole Miss with an upset because I think that UT comes back in this game. I do. I think that it's only 10-3 going into halftime. I think that they pull this game out just because why not add to the script of Arch Manning? Why not? Right? Just give the media something else to talk about. They've been shitting on A&M already. We still need some answers for that DPS officer. So yeah, let's move them down, and I'll say Georgia will be up there.
Okay.
I don't believe in Oklahoma. I don't know why they're 8. To keep it on the clean as a clean. I don't. Why is Oklahoma 8? Because the losses that they took, they lost to Texas, and they lost to who else did they take that L to? But they beat Alabama, so they're here. To your point, off of the name of Alabama,
they beat us this year too.
A bunch of losers.
You see, just so y'all see right here, this keep it clean jump. You see how he be acting? Yeah.
Losers, man. I will say this. I think that's part of the hate because the wife went to OU, so it's just like anytime I could troll Oklahoma, I'm a troll Oklahoma. Outside their gymnastics team, I'm a troll Oklahoma. So I'm gonna go with I got Ohio State, I got Georgia. I will go with I got Ohio State, Georgia. I for some reason see the path that they take, Ole Miss being in there, and
you got to put Indiana in there.
I don't have to, because if y'all make it, I don't think they beat y'all.
Okay,
but that's without me knowing the bracket though. So those will be my. If y'all make it and y'all go in there with a defiant win.
No, because we said we didn't say conference games. We just said after this weekend.
No, Final Four.
Okay,
Final Four. Yeah. If y'all make it, I see another opportunity for the Big Ten to show why they're really there. And I understand what you're saying about Indiana. I just haven't seen them play nobody.
Okay.
Cool. All right, man. Well, Pat's clone hasn't been dismissed completely yet. But the real Pat, the Chiefs, talk to me, man. Do you believe?
I'll tell you, I believe in that wide receiver core for the Dallas Cowboys. And as a Cowboy hater, this is vomit coming out of my mouth right now. But like Pickens and CD look like, if not the top wide receiver core in the NFL right now, and that's scary. That's scary because some boys, I mean, turn it up the field on the edge of the line. Either one of them can get it done, and they're doing all this in your face while they're doing it. Like it's rough. Kansas City implodes on themselves. It seems like twice a game. There's one big moment in the first half, and then the second half they just hit you with that other one just to let you know, like, yep, we can still do this. We can still mess this up. Dallas, I mean, they kept the pressure on them the whole game. Like I said, the wide receiver core did exactly what they were supposed to do. And, I mean, do you have to give credit to Dak Prescott?
Bro, this man had to swallow his pride just to say that shit. No, you don't have to give credit to Dak. You don't have to give credit to Dak Prescott. I will never give credit to Dak Prescott.
Okay, cool.
Never in my life will you catch me giving credit to no. I will say you got 2 number ones over there. George Pickens is going to get a bag after this season because
listen. That's what you saw me ask. You saw me ask the question in the text chain. I was like, do they have enough money to keep him? Because this is scary.
No,
yeah.
And Jerry don't like attitude. Jerry don't like attitude, man.
He like results though.
He like results, but he don't like to pay people.
Yeah.
George Pickens isn't better than CD. You saw how long it took him to pay CD. George Pickens isn't better than Michael Parsons. You see where Mike is, right? You still don't have a running back that you believe in. You have a running back that's doing all right, but you don't have a running back that you believe in.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's just going to pay for 2 wide receiver duos, and especially let me backtrack. This would be dependent on A, if they make the playoffs, and B, can you get past the first round? Because Dak is a problem. So unless a team is willing to take Dak in his contract so you can go and sign somebody else and then save some of that bag to give to George Pickens, then I see George Pickens going anywhere he wants to go. Anywhere he wants to go.
Anywhere who's got an open checkbook.
Do they franchise tag him?
I mean, I think it's only on a 1 year, isn't he?
He's only on a 1 year.
So they can't franchise tag him.
Ah, you're right. Okay. Then no. I see him. What will be the odds he leaves and he goes to a desperate Kansas City? Because they're in trouble. Kansas City is in.
So Rice on one side and Pickens on the other.
Ooh. Yes, because they have money to spend. Yes, and especially with them being in arguably the toughest division in football, at least in the AFC.
Yeah, for sure.
They're in the toughest division in the AFC. They are 3rd. Denver's at 9-2. The Chargers are at 7-4, and the Chargers have a win on them.
Right.
You only have the JV team of the Raiders, which we're gonna have to touch on because apparently they've been trying to cheese Geno Smith, but I don't have Kansas. I don't think I have Kansas making the playoffs, man.
You know what's funny too is because I was looking this up because I just wanted to make sure because we just touched on it quickly. But a team can actually franchise tag a free agent, but only if the player is set to become an unrestricted free agent and not a restricted one. I believe he's about to be an unrestricted free agent, so they could franchise tag Pickens, but that would be crazy to do.
Jones would do. It is Jerry Jones,
but like he did this stunt so he could go get paid. Like he literally was like, "Let me go somewhere and just show people I can still play football, and then I'm going to go get paid."
It's cold in Pittsburgh, and nobody wants to be in Pittsburgh. I don't disrespect the stunt, and you were playing with Russell Wilson,
yes,
who gets a lot of hate just because it's sports related, bro. Russ, you have been kind of ass for, and I don't have I tried to defend him. I don't want to lie on record. You've seen our text change. Have I defended Russ? Unless if I had him on my fantasy football team.
That's it.
Okay. So outside of you potentially getting me some money back, bro, you haven't been the buns. Like you've been real buns on the cool.
Just trying to get my 30 ball back. That's it, baby.
And then on the flip side too, the Chiefs are only in this position, and despite what brother Rudy usually does, I for sure took the under on Rashee Rice in my big money league and held on, bro. I went 0-5. 0-5. 1-1 somewhere. And then Rashid came back, and I went from 4% chance of making the playoffs to 89. Like, so shout out to you, Rashid, because we get weekly payouts. My God, I didn't even have to look at the Cowboys game. I just knew, oh, Pat threw the ball. I bet it's Rashid.
Yeah. But that goes to my whole point about him being the reason why they should be in a better position anyway.
Man, look, bro, the Chiefs are not scary after what happened to them in the Super Bowl. The Chiefs are problematic even off the field, bro. You had a kicker that's going on telling women where they should be. You got a receiver that just did 6-game suspension for trying to end somebody's life with a vehicle. And you got a QB who was loved until he sounded like Kermit the Frog, and then they started looking into all his family. And you got a wife you can't really check in on, and you got a brother that's like, yo, he in the house with Drake. So you got all these problems on the field. Kareem was a kicker at running back. Nobody knew until they knew. It might just be karma catching up when they have to do a hard reset. Andy Reid has lost weight this year. Bro, Andy Reid has lost weight this year. I haven't seen him sweat since he had to deal with Donovan McNabb and Terrell Owens.
Wow. Stress. Real stress.
Now, it's not basketball. The Warriors did take a year off. That could be just what it is this year. But the QB caliber, sticking to that group, man. Joe Burrow's back. How'd you feel? You saw the game?
I did.
How'd you feel?
Not great when Lamar Jackson is your quarterback in fantasy. Yeah. We talked about this. We talked about it last week. We touched on it. I said they've got about an 8-game stretch here where if they turn over 500, they could do really well. They went 5-1 during this 6-week stretch that we've talked.
Mm-hmm.
The game plan, I don't understand. Does Lamar hold the ball a certain way that, like, you're not taught to, or is he just out there just like trying to play too free and then, he gets hit behind? I mean, he's a high risk, high reward type of guy. He's the one yelling at Harbaugh saying, let's go for it on 4th and 8. Like, he's the engine to the team. I do understand that. We all understand that. But the risks that he likes to take, for me, are not worth it all the time. And this is as a Lions fan where I have to watch Dan Campbell go for every 4th down that's ever on the playbook.
You Potter Kettle here.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't love all the 4th downs that we go for either. So, like, I understand where I'm coming from. But when I'm watching the game and Lamar has 3 turnovers and they all look like they could have been avoided, I get the game is the game. You have to live with some, you die with some. But this is the same problem they had at the beginning of the year with Derrick Henry. And now we're kind of having this with Lamar. And it's like, I don't know what needs to shift or what needs to happen, but this ball protection needs to get much, much better.
I think Lamar plays faster than the game, and one of his biggest problems is him having to slow down. And it's hard for me to put that on him because when it's working, nobody's complaining.
No.
Matter of fact, when it's working, they're going out of their way to hate on him, even as they did in the MVP race last year. Like the numbers that he put up was the exact same style of play, and he had games with bad turnovers. When I saw, especially the one that they were trying to argue the tuck rule, you saw it in his face. He saw something happen. The defender just happened to jump in front, and most quarterbacks still would have threw that ball, and that's probably an interception. Usually, in his mind, the athlete that he is, he's able to just kind of bring it down. He probably would have tried to scramble for a run, and we've seen that play out numerous times.
Right.
This was a prime time game, so to me, it added a little bit more of a factor. This is Thursday night, Thanksgiving. Everybody's watching. Nobody else is moving. So you are in the spotlight. You have a returning Joe Burrow, and then you have y'all. And it's like the 5-game winning streak since you came back just got dismissed. Yes, you lost to the Bengals, but we were also predicting the Bengals to be a good team with Joe Burrow. So
Right.
Joe Burrow came back and you saw the huge difference. Lamar had a game. We're also looking at Derrick Henry's not the same Derrick Henry.
Right.
We also saw a lot of drops. We saw a lot of drops that would have had them in the game had they completed the pass and just easy touchdowns. Because for every time Lamar does great, somebody hands just get left on the bench when you need them the most. And it's hitting them in the hands, not like, oh, it bounced off your shoulder pad.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, you got blinded in the sun. It's like, nah, it's dark outside, bro. In the hands. Your one job, you are called a receiver. That's all you got to do.
Catch it.
You know, and I don't want to say, I don't want that to sound casual, like, man, you know, they got defense around them. Those are no, I know those are grown men with armor running to hit you as hard as they can. You also have one job. You signed up for this job. It hits you in the hands. My coach, from Pee Wee on, if it hits your hands, you're supposed to catch it.
Right.
That was
your
the
fault.
rule. That
it's
was
your
the
fault.
rule. You could lose a rib from that linebacker, Ray Lewis-esque, running around with steroids in the system, full acne. It doesn't matter. You got to catch the rock. So
that's it.
I am only going to limit how much I put on Lamar because there's other QBs that deserve more slander than him right now. And I'm peaceful with that. I'm peaceful with that because I don't think Cincinnati just makes this miraculous comeback and removes them from the top of the AFC. I don't think Aaron Rodgers has enough immunizations to boost him across the line that Pittsburgh.
Hey, bro,
needs.
he's got his ointments and his his kombucha. Like, he'll figure it out, right?
He's boosting up with horse tranquilizer, which of course he said it out loud. But how is that not illegal in the NFL? But
thank you.
How is that not illegal in the NFL? Everything.
But
else
we not
illegal.
testing him after that statement.
Horse tranquilizer. Come on, bro. Bro. Anybody else would have said that. Anybody, man, they would test Caleb Williams now for his pain and nails, but they let horse tranquilizer go. Anyways, bro. Nah, I think Lamar is still solid based on what I'm seeing them close the season with. He might be the most dangerous threat on that side because Josh Allen doesn't look the same right now. But they also don't have a real receiver either.
Right.
Okay. I will also flip it really quick. I do want to give a shout out, man. Jameis Winston is the best guy that I've ever seen with an NFL personality. I'm so sorry, bro. Can we just keep it clean on that part?
Like, I don't know what we need to do, but this man, these NFL like touchdown celebrations is hilarious. I need it to keep happening.
You letting Jameis Winston give somebody a stiff arm on a QB receiving a touchdown, then stomp his way into the end zone was everything I didn't know I needed this Sunday.
The only reason why that whole play is cool is because we still won. Had we not won and that been the winning play, would have been livid.
I think that the cornerback should have at least had 200 yards of bear crawls because there's no way. There's no way you let a guy that has a highlight of crab legs. There's no way you let a guy that went 30 for 30. No ESPN special, 30 TDs and 30 interceptions in the same season, then turn around and stiff arm you casually and then follow up on Thanksgiving. What's the best dish? And he says, my wife. Like, that was him that did that. Jameis is my favorite person, man. I hate to see him in a Giants uniform, man. He deserves to be starting somewhere else. Shout out to Jameis Winston. But since you brought it up, y'all did lose yesterday, man. That's 2 back-to-back. And I believe if we have the opportunity to circle back to a conversation that you and I had on this very platform.
Wait. We beat the Giants the week before.
Oh, you're right. You lost to the tough teams. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Which was the whole point. I appreciate you. I'm so sorry that you made my point for me. When it comes to competition, all of a sudden, Jared Goff goes missing. And I hated this too because I have Jahmyr Gibbs in majority of my leagues. But what happened?
Is it too biased? Is it too biased for me to say, do we need to start having a Jahmyr Gibbs for MVP conversation?
Off top,
they don't like giving it to anybody but a quarterback. But I mean, like,
Jonathan Taylor's having a year.
Don't get me wrong. The 2 people I want to talk about are Jonathan Taylor and Jahmyr Gibbs.
Okay. Argue it. I'm here for it.
The stats are there for either one of them. Now, don't get me wrong. like I said, Jonathan Taylor doing his dance in the end zone pretty often. So I do understand that. When it comes to 4.2 speed in the NFL, there are very few people who we have 4.2 speed and we get to see it on a normal occurrence. Anytime Gibbs gets that thing and a crack opens up, he's through.
Okay.
And it's up 30, 40 yards. It's not, let me put my head in here and get 3 or 4 yards and then fall down. Jameer's trying to turn it up the field every single time.
Yes.
Amon-Ra goes down. Amon-Ra goes down. There's nothing we can do about that. That's our wide receiver one that goes down early. You still have J-Mo. You still have Gibbs.
Mm-hmm.
We still have Montgomery, Raymond. Like, we still have other weapons, so we don't have an excuse as to why we shouldn't have won the game. But having your wide receiver one go down in a game plan where it's primarily wrapped around him and Gibbs, that does hurt.
To the MVP talk, I think the argument still sides with Jonathan Taylor, and this is no knock to Gibbs, man, because Gibbs is doing insane numbers.
Well, because their team is doing well too, so I get that.
And it's a team that wasn't supposed to do well. Like,
right.
Nobody was putting Indianapolis anywhere in the conversations, and
right.
Indianapolis, he's made Danny Jones look like Danny Dimes because I know I have comfortability of handing the ball off. You have to respect the run.
Right.
The flip side, I think Jahmyr Gibbs is just a ticking time bomb, only for the fact is like y'all keep going for it on 4th down, and eventually the legs is going to get tired. And all jokes aside, every time y'all play a tough team, it's not necessarily the same Jahmyr Gibbs. It's not the same Detroit Lions in general, other than Amon-Ra, who is unstoppable if you put 4 people on him. Unfortunately, you still have to rely on Jared Goff to throw the ball. So when you run into a situation where the Packers got to show is like, okay, this is the defense that they expected them to be. And for whatever reason, somebody saw this. This is a whole new conspiracy theory. Every time they announce Toyotathon and Jordan Love's in that commercial, as soon as Toyotathon starts, he starts putting up ignorant numbers. Ignorant numbers. Before Toyotathon, you'd be like 1-7.
Hey, Vegas, I got y'all. Hey, Vegas, I got y'all. Yeah.
They send him a Tundra every year, and all of a sudden, Watson becomes open. Dobbs is there. You got all stellar wide receivers.
Hold on. Time out. Can we give Jordan Love the award for just throwing it up there to a nigga? Because we're not going to sit here and act like all these passes are accurate. He gets in trouble. He looks in the area and he goes, I think my nigga got it. And he just lets it roll. Come on, man.
The one where Watson did have my man beat. He did. Like, that was a great initial route. He should have been pressed. The cornerback missed. Like, even in football, hand down, man down. As a corner, if you don't get a hard press on the receiver and he give you that, Watson had him beat. Jordan Love threw a fadeaway off his back foot with no pressure. He just
You know who he's reminding me of? Brett Favre. Yes. Brett was the king of throw it out there and let him go get it. He is literally just sitting on his back leg going, you know what? Like, come on, man. Nah. He has got to buy he has got to give that Toyota Tundra up to the wide receiver crew every year.
Man, okay.
You get a truck this year. No, you get a truck this year because there's so much that goes into that. It blows my mind every week.
He don't even have a top-tier wide receiver. None of his wide receivers are a number one receiver for any other team, which makes it even more funny, man. With that being said, are y'all still able to win the division? Because Minnesota, you want to talk about Michigan on the college level, but that QB number 9 ain't looking. He ain't looking all right over there, bro. Number 9.
Why do they keep saying that he's on concussion protocol? Stop. Because he was on it the week before. Stop.
Some of the decisions he makes sounds like you should be on concussion protocol. Because you saw where
you can't be right in the head. He gotta have something going on up here. He's going to come on, dog.
Them saying he on Tua is the only saving grace that they have, bro.
There's no way you look at the situation and you say, oh yeah, he's on concussion protocol again. So why did he ever get lifted? Oh, he came back healthy, but he got hit. You look at the film, where's the hit to the head? Where's the head bouncing off the field? Where's the the contact for the helmet to helmet? Where is that we're missing? Where he's back in concussion protocol? Stop doing that. Just say the boy ain't doing great and bench him. Like, I don't understand why we got to play this game.
Because you took a risk on him. You got rid of Sam. Said he wasn't worth the check. For him.
You got to stand on 2 feet. I'm sorry. My wife, Skull, all that. Love her. You gotta just stand on that. When Jared Goff ain't doing great, I have to unfortunately face the music and tell you that Jared Goff ain't doing great. Does that mean that I completely give up on him? No, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you that he's the greatest quarterback in the league. I'm just saying,
trying to tell you to give up on him, but you just don't want to listen for whatever reason.
I mean, we've had some pretty successful seasons the last couple of years. I understand we haven't gotten over the hump, and you're saying that Jared Goff is the reason. That's okay. I'm also a fan who hasn't seen any success. So this right here is the Super Bowl for me. I'm okay. I am doing A-okay over here, okay? But for the Minnesota Vikings, they've got Justin Jefferson. You can't waste a year. You cannot waste a year. Same way with St. Brown can be said, we can't waste a year. You can't waste one with JJ. So we need to get this train moving because we don't have time.
They too could sign Jameis Winston. They too.
In my opinion, we talked about this. Mac Jones would have been perfect, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. For what they had, yes. And he got a little bit of his footing back, playing back up to Purdy. Okay, I'm not mad at that. Can we get to Shador, though? Boy, I'm so happy he won. Hey, I need all y'all to know, man. As a black delegation representative, all of us had our hearts on the line for that game, bro. We needed that.
Yeah. The culture needed that for everything.
I couldn't see Stefanski walking away with a smirk on his face that they lost. I don't think I was ready. I don't think my pride was ready for that. I didn't realize how invested I was until we've been talking about it. We've seen it, and it was one of those. I can even admit, we kind of chalk it up, how the game be, but them trying to run the narrative, there he go being cocky. It's bro, y'all took a small clip out of a 5-minute interview. This man,
right?
First words when they asked him, how do you feel everything went? He said, I want to give thanks to God. That's the first thing he said. Then they asked him a second question, and then he went back to his first answer. And y'all gonna find me some 3 minutes into the clip and talk about he's cocky. But Jackson Dart's over here running into concussion protocol with Scatterboo, and that's perfectly fine. They headbutting everything. They getting hype on the sideline. They showing off their chains, and that's solid. But now he's cocky, which is okay. We're used to that, right? We've seen how they've been doing Lamar. We've seen how they've been hating on pretty much any other QB. There's only a few of them. There's only a few of them that look like us. I'd be like, you right. Kyler Murray, that's one. I'm sorry. You right. Whatever y'all say about him, you right, man.
You got it.
Tua cosplays, so I don't take responsibility for that. To be fair, I don't take responsibility for that. But for Shador, man, he did this with a can of Frankenbeans, bro. Jerry Jeudy was buns galore out there. Njoku didn't give him no options, and he still won the game. Now, I know people want to hate. His first touchdown pass was a screenplay. A pass is a pass. How about that? 67 yards. How about that?
Hey, the placeholder for the NFL Super Bowl team still get a ring. So
there you go. What do you mean? If you on the sideline, you get a ring. I don't care what it is.
I'm saying equipment manager get one. So what are we talking about?
Stats say touchdown pass, man. What does this mean in the grand scheme of things for the landscape of Cleveland? And does Stefanski keep a job? Does he intentionally try to sabotage like Geno Smith has been dealing with Chip Kelly? What does that look like for Cleveland?
I think for Cleveland, this is great. I just don't trust Stefanski. So as cool as this moment is, the fact that he didn't just say, yeah, he's the quarterback next week, and we had to wait a whole day for him to announce it, the whole city of Cleveland would have rioted. We get that. He wasn't prepared for that. He wanted to keep his address anonymous. We're good. So I do think for Cleveland, this is a good show of faith that you do have something in your own backyard that you can use that can help you win some games. No one's saying that Shador is taking them to the Super Bowl this year or next year or anything like that. We are saying that he is a decent quarterback who's shown you on time and time again that he can at least win you a game. And he did. And he beat the team who should have took him.
There you
go. There's a whole story behind this that's great for Shador. But yeah, it's Stefanski who I have a real problem with. Even his post game, hey guys, that's a great team win right there. Awesome team win. By the way, first quarterback in Cleveland Brown history since the 70s to win his first opening game. Good job, Shador. And like turned around and just did everything else. Like, I'm not saying we got to sit here and, glaze Shador, especially if you're the coach. You don't have to do that. But I think of the hate that you've been giving him and that we've all seen, and that how the NFL's played its way out in this one, and that's the praise that young man gets, we've got a problem with that. We've already had a problem with you, but that really is kind of showing your cards.
I'll do my best here, bro. If that's your flavor of donuts this week, I'm all for it. I really am, bro. I have no hatred towards this. This is a prime situation. And one thing I do want to bring up, this is going to be a topic I'm going to pose to y'all, especially next week after you either recover from your hangover or recover from your hangover, depending on how this game goes. The issue people have with black fathers in sports, because all of their sons are taking a direct effect, whether it be the Ball brothers, whether it be Shador, even I'm missing one right now. Why am I blanking right now? The most recent one, Shador, the Ball brothers. There's been another one where the father has been present, but even going back to the tennis stars, like the consistency of your dad being LeBron. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm not even trying to be funny, but LeBron, the way that they handle Bronny, no matter how you feel about it, you could be as technical as you want for basketball, sure, but we know they took it further than basketball.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Ball brothers. They took it further than basketball. Same thing with Shador. They took it further than football, right? You could date it all the way back to the Williams sisters for tennis and then continue on with that. I would like for us to have that conversation one day, not only for the fact that it's clear that it's breaking the stereotype, but for the other part of we're in a day and age that ESPN will throw out that your mom was a crack addict just for the fun of it. You know what I'm saying? Like
in the middle of your game.
In the middle of your game for no reason. They'll throw out there that you all of a sudden had 2 DUIs for no other reason, bro. It's like, what is happening?
He was on campus and there was allegation against him, against some females, and like they will throw that in the middle of the game.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't have that on the ticker. Mom beat 8 counts of rehab. That's what, you know what I'm saying? Like just making stuff up just to say it. How is my number one moment in my life, at least in this point, is me getting drafted, and you gonna tell me how dad left when I was 16? Like so in the moments, I need that conversation to be prevalent, because what are you really mad at LeVar for? What did Deion do wrong?
Yeah.
Right. And we can argue the nepotism with Braun as much as you can. It's just the fact, like, what else do you want? You feel what I'm saying? So we can end it there. I do want to pick up next week for Chip Kelly being a dirtbag again. A dirtbag again. I didn't think I would be in the moment where I would have to tell everybody that LaShawn McCoy and Deshaun
Jackson was right. Yeah.
But Chip Kelly, Gino is walking around with Kawhi braids.
That's
how stressed he is.
His Jonas is back here, but he's stressed, man.
Stressed. But I'm talking about the offensive line looks so incompetent. I know it's the Raiders, but with the news coming out that Chip Kelly wasn't even calling real plays, they say he was
Tango, Wendy's, Taco Bell. Yeah.
Man, Gino in the huddle like, hey, dog, we gonna run pray to God on 5.
Y'all block, man. Just block for me, please.
Hit somebody. Yo, hey, man, I promise if I see a black jersey, I'm just gonna throw that direction. I don't know what he just said. You feel me, man?
Oh
man. But that was a quick one for y'all, man. I had to get the homie up here for the quick, Thanksgiving cleanse. You still got the turkey in the system. He probably gonna throw up a little bit if the score don't go his way tomorrow. Or again, just hit the hotline, hit the Keep It Clean hotline. If it's a win, celebrate with them, unless you're an Ohio State fan. Throw the slander at Jamel and Abe specifically. I'll put their ats in the tag. And if they lose, send help. Send help. I know I can't get close. They probably have my face on the poster. Like, you see this guy, he don't come nowhere near the residence. They gonna have me banned for no reason. But man, as usual, man, I appreciate all y'all being there. So does the homie Abe. Like, comment, and subscribe. You can find him. He should change his name to Go Blue on his handles, but he not really he not ready to do that.
It's already taken.
Is it?
Yes.
I'm sure.
Yes.
What about with the underscore?
We'll work on it.
Did you try with the X? You know, they be throwing the X in there. Just
come on, man. Come on, man.
He said, you know how to ran through this. but like us on all your DSP platforms. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We will have a Twitter page when this episode releases. So if you're hearing this, go to your Twitters. Follow us there too. But we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. That was another episode of Keep It Clean, man. Abe, any final words?
Just want to say happy holidays, everybody. And, be blessed out here.
Be blessed. Stay blessed. Please.
That's it.
Oh, man.
Because if that ain't if saying now, did you always say it? Then two, if you say it now,
is this needed? Is it acceptable? Does it change up everything? What's y'all's thoughts?
There's a game that's second place. Yeah, that's second place.
Tell me why I'm watching a game on ESPN. One of the banners in the background is YouTube TV for the game, but we can't even watch it. How does that make sense?
$20. I don't want no $20. I want the game.
Every time you see me, I keep it clean like a coaster.